On Saturday morning, law enforcement searched by ground and air for Michael Brown, the Anaconda shooting suspect. The search is on the top of everyone's mind in this tight-knit community.
I heard a lot of the sirens and vehicles coming up Highway 1 here, so I stepped outside, and all these highway patrol vehicles and local law enforcement came zipping by, and then they turned and went down Stumptown Road.
Randy Clark, who lives in the area, has almost 40 years of law enforcement experience in the state of Georgia.
I was a former Cobb County Police Department officer and came out to Anaconda for a little peace and quiet.
But the last few days have been anything but quiet. Even with all of Randy's experience working in law enforcement, he, like his neighbors, had a sleepless night not knowing Brown's whereabouts.
You know, those that I've talked to in the neighborhood just had a sleepless night, and then the helicopter was like a 6 o'clock alarm clock.
Tris Gates has lived in Anaconda his whole life and says it's hard to imagine something like this happening here.
You know, once it clicked, I'm like, oh shoot, you know, that's a few blocks from my house, and you know, I see him in there as a regular. So for something like this to happen in a small town is just, I mean, I think we're all still kind of in shock.
Brown was known here at the Owl Bar, where police tape remains on Saturday and flowers have been laid for the victims impacted. In a community like Anaconda, the ripples from events like this are felt by all. MTN spoke with Claire Boyle, the niece of Mike Brown, who told us the 45-year-old has been in the Army and not only suffered from PTSD, but also schizophrenia, saying, quote, "Mikey's downslide started really heavy when my grandma passed. The trauma from losing his last parent broke Mikey." Claire says her family sought help for Mike many times, saying, "The VA said he no longer qualified for assistance with obtaining prescriptions and help. The Montana State Hospital wouldn't take him in for help unless it was a court order." For Claire, her uncle was kind and supportive, saying, "This man right here taught me how to fish, how to ride a bike, play baseball, football." A lot of the time, people forget how hard it is for his family to watch this happen and be completely helpless. Now, Claire told me there is no amount of apology or words that could ever describe how sorry she is, and her family is heartbroken for everyone impacted by this tragedy. In Anaconda, alongside John Riley, I'm Jessica Nelson for MTN News.